actual domain name is twitgroups, Twitt groups.com. We often refer to it as Twitter groups because that's just logical. It's what they are. You got a question over here?
Oh, I was asking if this was, so Twit Groups started here in Columbus.
Yes, yes.
So
we are
is there
founded here.
anything else like nationally or internationally that, are some of the people who've joined Twit Groups?
Oh, right. The folks
From
joining
all over
it
the world?
are all over the world.
Okay.
Right, yeah. And that's part of the reason that we all love the web, right, is that it connects us to folks who have similar interests who are not in the same region as us. Columbus, Ohio is very strong right now in web development and IT kinds of fields. So it's great to see these new useful applications coming out of our town.
Angela, you talked a little bit about the link, the API link, but how would someone who's not, doesn't have space in Twitter, how would they find Twit Groups?
The addition that we made to Twit Groups is being able to connect with them within Friend Connect. So those who are using Friend Connect, it's one of those applications that pulls from various social networks. So if you're already using Friend Connect, if not, go check it out. Then that's another way for you to integrate your data and what you're doing into Twit Groups. So we think it's cool because, again, we're not keeping any of your data. Friend Connect is run by Google, so they have all of that. So if you trust Google, there's your data.
A quick question as far as managing multiple groups. Say, is there a way with Twit Groups where if, say I want to join a group in Columbus on finding new wines, and at the same time as a salesman I want to know sales and consulting best practices
Right.
to keep from flooding both sides so that my sales groups won't hear about my wine find last Saturday and my wine groups won't hear about
Okay.
best practices.
Okay. Are you asking to keep them separate, or
Yeah, to keep them
join
separate, and to keep from flooding one side with information that's kind of
Okay. Right.
extraneous.
So Twitter in general, when you post anything, it all goes to your Twitter, right?
Right.
So that's all going to end up there. But if you tag it all, then when folks, if they want to very much define what it is that they're looking at on your Twit groups, then they will define the ones that have tags.
Yeah, so we're just
So
relying
it's
on
really
like
about
hashtagging.
tags.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
It sounds like this is a lot more organized than having to go to the Twitter search and typing in the hashtag and whatever it is that you're interested in.
Right.
Because you get only that hashtag.
Exactly.
So within
right.
Twit Groups, though, it's sounding as though it's picking up that
But
topic.
Twit Groups is more, it's about the viral nature of it. So if you think that an issue is of value, you help promote it, and then that group's going to become stronger and stronger and stronger. And you can create your own groups too. So if you are interested in wines from Napa Valley or whatever, you create that particular group, you start spreading it out, then folks are joining. And folks come in doing searches too, so they'll look at the whole list and go, okay, I'm going to join this one, this one, this one, this one. Most of them, on average, people who come to the site join 4 or more of the groups because they find it's what is of interest to all of us as individuals.
So you're saying that makes me think that that's great that you're looking at some analysis already of those kinds of things. What other kinds of analysis of the data is available to regular users?
Ryan, that's your question.
Nothing. Well, it's all either coming out of the Twitter API or it's coming out of Friend Connect. Okay. So, we're not a database. We're
Well,
an aggregator of
That's
existing
not true,
data.
because you know how many,
Well, we know the
you know
groups
how
are,
many users we have,
people
we know how
are,
many
yeah.
groups we have.
Yeah.
Those are the kind
When
of
you go to
things
each
that-
group, it will tell you how many people are in that group.
That group.
Yeah.
Right, right, yes.
It'll also tell you when the group was created, so you can see how fast is it ramping up, so to speak. You might want to talk a little bit more about adding links to like blog articles.
I
and-
was just going to.
Yeah, okay.
Twitter groups is very helpful with increasing your readership on your blog. So if you create a Twitter group that's around a specific issue, and you're drawing folks to that, and then you're drawing them both to your blog and to your Twitter group. So if you list on your blog that you now have this Twitter group, it's a way for you to promote, again, whatever you're doing in multiple ways. Because then you are then the owner of that Twitter group, and you're drawing that traffic.
2 questions, and you may have already answered the first one. I just didn't quite get it.
Okay.
From Twit Groups, can you post over to Twitter?
Yes.
And will it automatically add the hashtag for that group?
If you post from within Twit groups, within your particular Twit group to Twitter, it will include the hashtag for that particular group. You may also, at some points, have an additional hashtag you want to include that's just in general on the web, that's not related to the group, but the one for the group will occur automatically when you do the post.
So then I
Good question.
assume whatever length the hashtag is, it automatically shortens how much you can fit on Twitter, 140 characters.
Right, but we keep them really short. Yeah.
We also include the URL of the shortened version of the URL to the group in the tag.
So when you post.
So people can link right back to the group from that tag.
So when you post within your Twitter group, then the post that's going out will have the hashtag of the group and the URL of the group, which again is encouraging folks to come back to that group and be able to strengthen it.
And are you using an
That's
API to automatically shorten the URLs, or do people have to do that themselves?
We have our own URL shortening mechanism.
Oh, that's awesome.
So every time that you're within a group and you post a URL to your tweet, within your tweet, then we'll shorten it for you.
That's very cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I love TweetDeck for that very reason.
Okay. Excellent.
Can you talk a little bit about what you would do as an owner of a Twitter group or the originator of a group? How you set that up or what you do?
Sure. Do you want, Brian, to talk about that a little bit?
Well, you just, first thing you do is go on and create a group. Now, you do have to log into Twitter to create a group, and that's primarily for, more for an anti-spam than anything else. It's not, it's not something that the API requires. But once you create your group, I mean, obviously you want to invite people to join it, promote it, invite people that maybe have written articles about your topic to post links to their articles, their photographs, their videos, and other content that they might have, because all that can be aggregated into the Twitter group itself.
So on Twitter groups, if you are the creator of a group, that's the only time that we ask you to log into Twitter groups with your username and password. And that's just to make sure that's not a bunch of spam bots out there, right? And so then you have the opportunity to start spreading it from there, but you know that you created it and that it's a group that you're going to be able to keep the focus. And the way that the page is set up, that you can add additional information about who you are and what you do, and you're able to promote it from outside of Twitter groups and within Twitter groups also. Any other questions? Excellent.
And we do
Give it another time.